Hello, I am Marcus and welcome to a new episode of EV Journey. And today it's very exciting because I've actually put my final order in for my ID.3 first, which is coming in September. But before we start talking about that, did you know that the WLTP range is different for the ID.3 First, the First Plus and the First Max? So I'll tell you exactly what those are. Then we've got the actual Portuguese pricing. And the other news that there's actually 20 Maxes available in Portugal. And at the end, we'll talk about even more exciting news about the Ionity network in the Iberian Peninsula. So let's start talking about the WLTP ranges. Now this is probably due to the tyre sizes. So the ID.3 First, it has a WLTP range of 424. So that's 4 kilometers more than actually stated of 420, and that's probably because it comes with the 18-inch tyres. Now the Plus has less because that's got the 19-inch tyres. That has WLTP range of 419. So versus the 424, it actually has 5 kilometers less. Now the Max, which again is now available in Portugal, has only 410 kilometers WLTP range with a massive 20-inch tyres. So basically the First has got 14 extra kilometers more than the Max. In a very rare emergency where you're having problems getting to charge or getting home, those 14 kilometers may help you get home. I'm extremely pleased I actually got the First, because I always thought that having 18-inch tyres was better than having the 20-inch tyres in the Max. Obviously I'd prefer the Max for the panoramic roof and head-up display, but I really don't like the size of those tyres. So then yes, I did actually order my ID.3 First this week. Everything went well, and here they actually give me a present. So I don't know if you can see that. It says ID on it. It says the revolution is starting, or on march. And if we open it, what does it come with? So bizarrely, it comes with the Volkswagen from 1960. Obviously, I thought they were started in like 1940, but I must be wrong, it was 1960. And then we've got the Volkswagen Golf GTI Mark 1, 1976. Here it says Volkswagen ID.3 Edition Limited. But there's nothing there apart from a pen. So they gave me a pen with a letter from Portugal and some photos and some information about the car. Nice Volkswagen pen. But I thought, well, perhaps somebody has stolen the car. You know, on the way from China to Germany probably, then Germany to Portugal, the car's gone missing. But I don't think so, because there's actually, I don't know if you can see that, there's actually a specific box been made specifically for this box, and that box wouldn't be there if there was a car there, because the car boxes are different. So it would be really nice if there was an ID.3 First there. I don't know if they're going to give us an ID.3 First like they did some German customers, which can slot in there, but I don't know. Or if I can perhaps get myself an ID.3 First, if I can get one of the same size as these and slot them in there, I think that would make this a really nice collector's item. So anyway, so I'm very happy to get this. I can't complain because it's free, but slightly disappointed there's no ID.3 First limited edition, but perhaps I can order one on the internet myself, or perhaps they haven't manufactured it yet. I think they're having problems in the factory manufacturing ID.3 Firsts, even the mini ones. But if they don't get one, perhaps I can find one myself in a shop somewhere on the internet. So prices. So if we look at the configurator here, you can actually see they've only got the prices for the First and the Plus. So the First base price is €38,017. Now that's actually less than the base price I was expecting, because they said under 39,000, so I was expecting 38,999 for the base price. So no. And for the Plus, the base price here is 43,746, which is less than, I believe, the 45,500 euros they quoted. So that's good news. So apparently there's 80 cars coming to Portugal, and 20 of these are now Maxes. So she did ask me if I did want to upgrade to a Max, and I didn't. And I'll tell you why shortly. Mainly because of the price. So let's have a look at the prices then. So I will actually pay for my ID.3 First with the metallic paint. The metallic paint is 588 euros extra, with documents, with full legal documents, and with transport. So the final price I will pay for my First is 39,896. Obviously, if you want to First without paint, take off the 588 euros. If you want a plus, the final price with metallic paint, with transport, with documentation again, is 45,625. So again, that's these prices are a bit lower than I was actually expecting, to be honest, when we consider documentation. For the Max, however, that is a whopping €51,357 with metallic paint and with transport and documentation again. So the price difference between the Max and the first is a massive €11,500. So the difference for me, for the extras you get, is just not worth it. For 11,500 I can buy a nice new petrol car for my wife, or it could go towards an e-up or something. So yeah, that's the main reason I didn't go for the Max. It's just too expensive. And if we consider in Portugal the Model 3 short range plus, that is at €49,000. I mean, I would seriously consider the Model 3 over the Max for the same price. Obviously, I'm getting the first over the Model 3 because it's cheaper. It's a hatchback, it's got some advantages, and the Model 3 obviously has other great advantages. But the main thing for me with the Model 3 is €10,000 too expensive, and the Max here is €11,000 too expensive for me. So these are the final prices. She did say there was somebody on the waiting list. So if you are on the waiting list and somebody doesn't make the final order, perhaps you can get one of these cars. But if you do have an ID.3 first ordered in Portugal, you can now upgrade to the Max if you want the Max with the great panoramic roof and the head-up display. Another interesting point, I did ask her about the e-up, because I was thinking about that perhaps for my wife. And she says in Portugal there are no e-ups this year, they've all been bought. So it seems to me that the electric cars sell straight away. She was very happy to sell me a petrol e-up. I think there are lots of those, but there's no electric e-ups this year in Portugal because they've all been sold out apparently. So Volkswagen probably can't produce them quick enough. So what I want to do is I want to tell you about the features that I actually signed for on the document. And these are the features that I believe are actually coming with the car, because it seems some of the information is unclear to me that we've seen in the past and on the catalogue exactly what my car is coming with and what it's not coming with. So I'm just going to list the features that I think are good. I'm not going to list all of them, but these are the actual features they printed on the document that I signed that will be coming with the car. So LED lights. Light assist, now this is something I hadn't heard of before. So light assist is when it automatically turns on the minimum beam and the maximum beam when it sees cars coming towards you. So it's got a little camera in the light that when it sees cars coming towards you, it turns on the minimums. When it's dark, it turns on the maximums. This is great because I'm always forgetting to turn on and off the maximum and minimums. I'm really bad at that and I'm always getting flashed. So for me, this is very useful, probably my old age. So this light assist is some new information and it seems really good. So I'm very happy to have that. It comes with parking sensors front and back, 2-zone air conditioning, voice control, adaptive cruise control, front assist to stop running over cyclists and pedestrians and stop you hitting the car in front, lane assist, which everybody says is not very good, it might be useful I guess, heated windscreen wipers. Yes, so the windscreen wipers are actually going to be heated. I don't know what improvement that's going to do in Portugal, if it only works if the car's full of ice, but very rarely in the winter in Portugal, like for a week, sometimes the car does get full of ice on the front windscreen, so it may be useful in fact. Traffic sign recognition, which I think is a good thing. Electric heated mirrors. Now I've had this on the car before and that's really good because when the mirrors are misted up in the morning, you turn them on and they demist and it's perfect. We've got the Discovery Pro navigation system, which apparently is a top of the range Volkswagen navigation system. So looking forward to that. Also, it includes a keyless entry system. So if you go to the catalogue, it says that's only on the Plus, but on the document I've signed, it says it's actually going with a keyless entry system. So I'm not sure if there's some small differences, or if there's a mistake in the catalogue, or if there's a mistake on my document. But as it's a document I've signed, I guess it has more legal value. There's probably some small print to say this list doesn't, could change. 2 negative points about the car that I found out. Nowhere do I see that it's got a blind spot sensor in the mirror. So I don't know if it's coming with a blind spot sensor or not. I guess if they haven't mentioned it, perhaps it's not coming with it. That's a slight disappointment. Another slight disappointment are the speakers in the car. They may be very good speakers, so it may not be an issue, but it will come with 4 speakers plus 1. So I guess the plus 1 will be the bass speaker, and it will come with 4 speakers, I guess 2 at the front and 2 at the back. On most cars I have nowadays, they come with more than 4 speakers. I'm not sure if this is going to be a problem or not, because they might be very good quality speakers and you don't need extra speakers. but that's just something that seems to me maybe a slight negative. Perhaps they've included less speakers to keep the price of the car down and to keep the weight of the car down. The less speakers, less weight. Now, I don't have any details about the Plus or the Max final details that you have to sign for, because obviously I didn't sign for them. They've got some information on the Portuguese site now on the configurator for the ID First and the ID Plus. They have nothing about the Max, so you can go and check the specs on the Plus in there. But really, if you want to know the full specs, I would suggest speaking to your dealer, because unless people don't make final orders, there's probably no extra cars available in Portugal this year than the 80 currently. So I'm very happy. I'm going to get my car in September. I'm going to be one of the first people to drive the ID.3 first. I'm very happy with this nice present they give me. They didn't have to. I know in Germany, in other places, they got a pair of socks and one ID.3 first, but I think in a way this is nicer than a pair of socks. Yes, so this is definitely a collector's item. That is very nice to have. And I guess, as it's written in Portuguese, there are only 80 of these in the world. So that's very nice. Let's talk about some very exciting news. And this news, in a way, I'm even more happy about this than actually getting my ID.3 first in September. Because when I get my ID.3 first in September, I may actually be able to test it on an Ionity charger without having to drive 600 kilometers. So I think currently the closest Ionity charger to me is 600 kilometers away. And that's not from me here near Lisbon, that's from me in the Algarve, because I have a flat in Tavera in the Algarve. So actually in Halva in the south of Spain, very near my flat in the Algarve, they're currently building an Ionity charger, which is fantastic, because when I get the ID.3 first, I'll be able to do the Ionity test. All of you can see the Ionity test when I get the car, but also it's absolute perfect position for me. So as you can see here, it's just 85 kilometers from my apartment in the Algarve. So it's great, because in Seville, there really is not many chargers. I don't think there's a single 50 kilowatt hour charger in Seville. I think the quickest one is like 40 kilowatts. I think they're building a lot more now in Spain. So they are coming online. So this is a great position, only 85 kilometers from my flat in Portugal, in Alva, on the way to Seville. And there's another charger, I think about 400 or 500 kilometers from there. So I may actually be able to do a 1,000 kilometer challenge range in Spain on Ionity chargers. The fact this is getting closer to the Portuguese border means that perhaps Ionity will build them in Portugal, but currently I do not think we've got a charger problem in Portugal, even though they're only 50 kilowatt hours. There's lots of chargers on the motorways in Portugal, even if they're only 50 kilowatts, and Portugal's a small country. But for example, between Lisbon and Madrid on the Spanish side, there are no fast chargers basically. So I want them to actually start building them on the Spanish side of the Portuguese border, and this is the first sign that they're doing that. And obviously I do go to Alva quite a lot, because when I live in the Algarve, my flat is very close to Spain. So we often go to Seville. It's a very beautiful city and we like to go there. We often like to go to Alva for shopping, because they've actually got a Carrefour there, because we don't have any Carrefours in Portugal, and my wife's French. She likes to go to Carrefour to get some French products. So we do actually go to Spain a lot. As I said, my apartment doesn't have a garage, so it doesn't have its own charger. So when I'm in the Algarve, I will have to rely on public chargers. This is amazing news. I've had two bits of amazing news. I'm actually getting the ID.3 first. With transport and documentation, it's actually a bit cheaper than I was expecting, because I thought with documentation and with transport, it would be over 40,000 euros, but it's actually under 40,000 euros. So that's perfect. I know more or less exactly what the features are. Obviously I won't have App Connect, and there'll be some other features missing, but they will come later, no issue. And the best thing about the car is that it's rear wheel drive, 200 horsepower, and it's basically a Golf size hatchback with a bigger interior than a Passat. And for that price, under 40,000 euros, I don't think there's anything that currently matches it. So thank you for watching again, EV Journey. Please click subscribe below. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope you're as excited as I am in the fact that we will see the cars in September. Thank you again. Click subscribe below. Thank you.